So as I mentioned in the other video, I definitely, as time goes on, I create more of these videos. I want to, create something. It may even be a workshop. I do quite a few of those for my members in the Live, Study, Learn Abroad Association. But I think that I want to create some type of workshop for careers and study abroad, because I think that that's a really important kind of junction point, because a lot of people don't necessarily know what they want to do with their study abroad program or how to factor it in. So how to put it on your resume, how to sell it to employers, how to, showcase it, how to even just talk about it, like if someone's asking you, maybe tell me something fun about yourself. How do you actually bring that up in a conversation? So that is definitely going to be something that I'm going to talk about in future videos. Specifically right now, I want to talk about resumes. I know that they can be really intimidating, especially for people who are maybe a little bit younger than me and maybe like, in their mid, maybe even early 20s. It's like, you're like, what is a resume? Now, logically, you probably know what a resume is, but you're thinking, well, why can't I just use my LinkedIn profile? Or, why can't I just send them a TikTok of what I do? I don't know anything about TikTok, so I'm probably off point here. But resumes are still important. I talked about this in my internship video, how to secure a college internship. So if you have not had a chance to view that, go ahead and click in the description box to watch that video. But they're still very important. So learning the bare basics of how to put together a good cover letter, because remember, the cover letter is really kind of the first resume, and then the resume itself is kind of the second resume. A lot of times, if you have a very horrible cover letter that's not good, has mistakes in it, doesn't make any sense, your whole thing gets tossed into the trash. That is very much very real. As someone who is in the stage of hiring people now and on the other side of it, I get it, because you realize that, it's so funny, like a lot of the sort of stories that we make up in our mind. It's really funny, because just thinking about, as someone who maybe you're going for an interview and you are like most people, where Google or you look up online and try and think about all these different tips, and you're thinking, well, I gotta do this, and I've got to dress this way, and I've got to, make sure my hair is like this and my shoes are like this, and this is all neat, and I show up 15 minutes beforehand, and then I say this when they say this, and then I send a thank you note. And it's like, I think in our minds, we often tell ourselves that, because it's widely known that these are things that you should do, that people are doing it. I can tell you right now that the majority of people are not doing those things. And so you will kind of be able to set yourself apart just by doing the bare minimum. And if you have something like study abroad on your resume, that's even gonna make it even better. So definitely for cover letters for your resume, include your experience on that. And, as a student, as a study abroad student, and just as a student in general, you definitely want to start to put your pieces together. So make sure that you have an updated resume. It doesn't even matter, even if you're just starting out, maybe you don't really have a lot of work experience. If you have volunteer experience, if you just, maybe you're doing some type of work study or a work placement, and it's not really that fruitful, but you're just getting some experience, getting some money, put it down. And you want to make sure that you're updating this every 2 to 3 months. I know that sounds like a lot, but most people do so much, and you learn a lot of different skills as you just go along in life, a lot of times without even trying. And that may be something that you can apply to a future career opportunity. And so you want to be updating that as much as possible, maybe at the maximum every 6 months. Make sure that you have an updated cover letter, and make sure that you have it somewhere that it is safe. So have it on an external drive. Don't just depend on having it in your Google Drive, because that, we know that that crashes quite a lot these days. Make sure that you don't just have it saved somewhere on your computer. Have it on an external drive that's maybe just tucked away in a drawer or something, and then have it as a backup, maybe in an email, so that you can always access it, and that it's up to date, it's ready to go, so that when that next internship opportunity comes, the next volunteer opportunity, the next whatever comes, you are ready with your resume in hand, ready to submit it. And make sure that you do the due diligence of making sure that it's free of typos, that it makes sense, that it's easy to read, and that it's also engaging. Because again, like people are, people tend to sort of filter things really quickly. And so you want to get their attention, you want to stand out. And I think the combination of making sure that it is on point, if you have done something really exciting, including study abroad, that you make sure that you highlight that and that you give people what they want so that they want to talk to you, they want to interview. You're only going to be setting yourself up for success.